Alright, we're going to look at your new unit or module, and it's going to be module 4, working with images. So let's go to content. Alright, we're going to look at our new module, module 4, working with images. Go ahead and open it. We see that we have an overview, which is going to be this video right here. We're going to look at the impact of images. There is a discussion that you need to participate in, powerful images. Logos, we're going to talk about logos, and you're going to find 6 logos, and this will be a Dropbox assignment. Banners, we're going to talk about banners. We're going to look at expression design. Now you may or may not have expression design. You can also use GIMP as a graphic editor. And off of this you're going to have 2 assignments. You're going to create a logo and you're going to create a banner. So make sure you're thinking about logos and banners. And then we're going to talk about image file types. And then your assignment for that is to go find 3 different file types, and it's clearly explained here. You have a quiz that you need to complete, and there is a 20-point extra credit assignment. So let's go ahead and look at the overview. Alright, so I have an image as a background. You can see if you can guess what it is. But we're going to use expression design or GIMP or some sort of graphic editing software. Maybe you have Photoshop to create images that are going to be used in the web. Okay, you're going to look for different types of images from a variety of sources. You are going to examine the file types of the images. You're going to be able to create and modify your own graphics, and you're going to explore the communication impact on other web media and enforce copyright concepts. And then the questions I want you to think about are: what effect do you see imagery placing on children, peers, and adults? Why do you use images on a web page? What makes an effective image? What is a logo? Why would a company create a logo? Talk about banners. How does a banner fit in? What banner does it influence have? And then we're going to look at the different file types. And of course, this video is going to be the current one, not basic HTML. So let's go and look at the impact of images lessons. Alright, so we're going to look at impact of images. You can view this lesson, but I wanted to point out that you should watch this first, and it's also right here. And your assignment right here is this discussion. So let's go look at it real quick. Alright, for this discussion, you're going to go out on the web, or if you have a picture that you took yourself, that'd be even better. And you're going to find what you think is a powerful image, and you're going to post it to this forum. And I want you to give 2 reasons why you think this image is powerful, and be sure to respond to another student's post. To do the image, you're going to save the image and then you're going to save it to your computer. And it says how to do it right here. And then in the post you'll be able to insert the image, and you'll find this icon on the toolbar, and you'll insert the image, and then you'll explain why it's powerful, and then you'll comment on somebody else's post. Alright, and after that we're going to go look at logos. So we're going to look at the different kind of logos, and your assignment for this is to find 6 logos, and you can do that right here. It's a Dropbox assignment, and it has clear instructions on how to do it. After logos, we're going to look at banners. And with banners, there's no certain assignment with it. Here's a video, and the video is down here. And then, so we're just going to look at banners and learn more about banners. Your expression design lesson. This is where you're going to create a logo and a banner. Hopefully this shows up better on your screen. It was showing up better on my other screen, but here's a video overview on expression design. It is right here. I plan on making a video overview on GIMP, which is a free graphic editing software, and I'll post that within the week. And then here are your 2 assignments. You're going to create a logo, and for your logo you're going to use a graphic editing software, and you're going to create a logo that has to be 400 pixels by 400 pixels, so it's a square. It has to have a background, has to have more than one layer, it has to have an effect or filter, it has to have some sort of gradient fill someplace on your logo. Okay, it should be a logo about yourself. It could be your initials, it could be your favorite symbol, just something that represents you, because that's what logos do. They represent a person, a company, or an idea. There's plenty of logos going around now with the election going on, but so you're going to create your logo, you're going to save it as a JPEG, PNG, or GIF, you're going to upload it to the discussion post, and you remember to use the insert image function from the toolbar like you did in the powerful image discussion, and be sure to comment on somebody else's, and be sure to tell us why this logo represents you. Your other assignment is the banner assignment. It's very similar to your logo. Instead, you're creating a banner. Okay? Now the dimensions change because banners are different than logos. It's going to be 800 by 80 pixels, has a background. You need to include your first and last name somewhere in your banner. Has to have more than one layer, has to have an effect or filter, and it has to have a gradient fill someplace. Okay, again, once you create your banner, save it as a JPEG, PNG, or GIF, upload it to the discussion, use the image icon to do that. Be sure you tell us why the banner represents you. Okay, maybe it has to do with your favorite colors. You could add a background graphic that represents you, but be sure you give us a couple good reasons why it represents you, and also don't forget to post on somebody else's forum or post. Alright, and then the last lesson we look at the different types of images. Okay, you can read the guiding questions and discussion. You have a video, notes, PowerPoint, and image just like you do. Here's your assignment, so we'll look at that. For this assignment, you're going to find an example of a PNG, GIF, and JPEG. And for this assignment, you can just go and search using Google or Bing. And then you need to have a description, the URL, the date of the copyright. Okay, if you can't find the copyright date, just put the date you downloaded and the size of the file. So what you're going to do is you're going to find a PNG, and you're going to save it and copy it to a Word doc. Okay, and then you're going to have a description of it. It's just a one sentence description. You're going to paste the URL underneath your description. You're going to do the date of copyright or date downloaded, and then the size of the file. And oftentimes you can find this by right-clicking on the image, and it will tell you what size it is. And then you're going to paste each one into a Word doc, and you are going to submit that Word doc to this Dropbox. Alright. Your next assignment for this module, and your last one, will be this quiz. So it's a Module 4 quiz. Remember, on all your quizzes you can use your notes. It's open notes. And just do this quiz. It's 16 points. And you may have to go back and review some of the lessons to find the answers. Lastly, you have an extra credit assignment, and I apologize that these aren't showing up well. So, extra credit assignment, it needs to be done as quickly as possible, but for this you're just going to create an image using a graphic editor of your choice, and the more detailed and creative the image, the more extra credit you will earn. And you can earn up to 20 points of extra credit, and you need to submit your image to this Dropbox. So all you're going to do is upload your image, make it sure it's a JPEG, GIF, or PNG. And that is it for this module. One thing I'd like to remind you that on your logos and banners, they're worth 15 points each, and you need to have them submitted to this discussion board by October 18th. And then you need to respond by somebody else's discussion by October 21st. Alright, As always, if you have any questions, please contact me. And remember, I have lab hours, and you can do that Tuesday and Thursday from 2 to 4:30, or you can call me and we can make an appointment for any time you want to come in and get help. My office is located in the district office building.